The issues of Shoreditch became the issues of London, became the issues of the UK. There's an extreme housing situation going on. There used to be loads and loads of slums here, Victorian slums, and so unfortunately they cleared out the slums and all the people from the slums, and they built these houses with the idea that everybody deserves a decent place to live, a decent living space, facilities, that kind of thing, as opposed to just becoming destitute and living on the street. But now they are phenomenally expensive. So houses that were originally meant to be for people at um, the the most needy and the most deprived sections of society, now there's no chance of you being able to buy a place around here. The fact is that there is no affordable housing for especially young people or even anybody that hasn't gotten on the ladder. So the rents are rising higher than people's incomes. People's incomes have flatlined. They haven't. Most people haven't had a pay rise since 2010, right? But rents and prices of properties have quadrupled or tenfold or hundredfold in some circumstances. So what it is that it's impoverishing huge sections of society. When London got the bid for 2012 Olympics, they got it in 2005, and they knew that they were going to be doing it in Stratford, in East London, and that meant that there was a whole heap of investment that went on in East London. The area gets given money to help improve itself, then the property values then go up, and then people then think, wow, if I buy in September and sell in December, I can make a huge profit. So you're kind of getting that kind of a mentality where people wanted the price to be driven up, because property is the biggest investment that anybody's going to have, and they don't want to lose any money on it. But again, that then prices the original inhabitants of the area out, whereby you'll have people who they their parents live here, and then they can't get a place around here, or they can't buy a place around here. So where your parents grew up, where your grandparents grew up, you can't grow up near them. So communities become fragmented. So that feeling of displacement amongst the original inhabitants of the area, that then becomes a problem.
Housing, and that is an issue that doesn't just affect kind of the poorest in our community. It affects most people. Quality of housing and supply of housing, cost of housing. So that is the one thing that could sort of damage the face of Hackney. If people can't afford to live here, then they will go elsewhere where they can afford to live, and that affects in the sort of subject area that we're talking about, young creatives, kind of people interested in music at the start of their career. They cannot afford to pay £2,000 a month in rent. They already broadly can't afford to buy a place here. They can still afford to kind of rent places here, but if that kind of gets under control, then that is the one thing that will kind of damage Hackney's kind of standing and its ability to attract kind of local talent and to keep them here, so that they can not be transient and live here for 1 year and move to Camden for 1 year and move to Peckham for the next year, but can genuinely kind of move to Hackney, create a community that is self-sustaining and is long term. And then obviously we have a separate issue around the lack of social housing. So we have families living in overcrowded social housing. We don't have enough housing to go around. There are lots of kind of strictures on local authorities. So essentially we've got to pay for any new social housing ourselves, but we're not given any money from central government to do that.